Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. I'm catching up on some breakdowns for you guys. I'm gonna be breaking down a few more of these games that we're catching up on. Right now, we're gonna jump into the Boston Celtics game and the Sacramento Kings game that occurred on November 25th. That'll be the last one that we need to do in order to catch up and be current. So thanks so much for being patient with us as we catch up on this. Let's not waste too much time. Keep it to a minimum and jump into it. So here we are. We have the breakdown for you. Outscored them by really only about 3, in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, we got outscored by 10. The third quarter, we did not have that typical Kings third quarter. We outscored them by 7, and then finally they came back, outscored us by 1, and you can see that put them up and able to win by 1. We had talked about how Buddy Hield had that 35-point game, and that was a season high, I think possibly even a career high at that time. Well, now we come to this game, and he had 41, so that is a new career high for Buddy Hield. Jaylen Brown had his 24, Nemanja Bjelica with 6 rebounds, and his Cantor with 9, Bogdanovich with 8 assists to Marcus Smart 7, and Rashawn Holmes 2 blocks, 1 steal to Marcus Smart's 5 steals and 1 block. So we can see that defense really played a factor in this game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team stats. Field goals, so they were able to shoot 6 more buckets than us and made 1 more than us. And that 1 more was obviously the thing to put them all the way over the top. As far as 3-pointers are concerned, we shot good, shot well, 38%, 18 to 47, where they didn't get up as many 3-pointers, and they made far less, only 7 for them. Again, a tale of us not getting to the line enough. And this game was on the road, which I believe played a factor in that. So if you take a look, we got to the line 15 times, but only made 66% of our shots, only made 10, where they got to the line 23 times and only missed 3 shots. So 87% from 3. We did have more assists, 8 more to be exact, while they only had 2 more rebounds than us, although it was 3 more offensive rebounds that they had than us, and 7 more steals than us. We did have 4 more blocks than them. And like I said, our sweet spot is between 12 and 14 turnovers. We hit right at the higher end of our target, which would be 14. But unfortunately, they had 3 less than that. They only turned the ball over 11 times, so they took care of the ball, and that contributed to them being winners. We can see here, Marcus Smart had the ball bounce right back for him, and the Boston Celtics this time. So, of course, remember him having that floater that rolled off. This time he came, had a much better game, and obviously that contributed to them taking the game. And it's funny, we won by 1 last time, they won by 1 this time. We won by 1 in our home, they won by 1 in their home. So all of those things, it's almost poetic how the back and forth has been for us and the teams. Let's jump straight over into the stats. And actually, first, we're going to take a look at Boston. And Jaylen Brown in his 34 minutes had his 24 points, 9 of 16 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, hit almost all of his free throws, had 4 rebounds and a steal. Jason Tatum's in his 34 minutes had 20 points, 7 of 18. He didn't hit any threes, hit almost all of his free throws as well. Had 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Did have 3 turnovers, though, and 4 personal fouls. Something to note. Marcus Smart, again, 36 minutes, had 17 points, which is fantastic for Marcus Smart. 7 to 12 from the field, which is awesome as well. Hit 1 of his 4 threes. Again, still against us, not shooting very, very well, especially since he had been shooting so well up until playing us. And then since then, I believe his 3-point percentage had started to steadily drop. He did have 7 assists, though. My goodness, 3 rebounds and 5 steals, as we talked about before. And his Cantor in his 25 minutes had 13 points, hit almost all of his field goals, hit all of his free throws as well. He did have 9 rebounds, so he almost got himself a double-double, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. And then Seti Ojale in his 27 minutes didn't have as good of a game against us as he did last time. 7 points, 3-7 for the field. This time only hit 1 of his 3-pointers. Last time I believe he hit 3 3-pointers. And also had 2 rebounds and 1 assist. So he didn't have a monster game, but it was by committee that this team really took us out. Again, our defense is holding teams very close to 100 points, but just three more than 100 and one more point than us is what took them over the top. We had a guy named Waters I'm not familiar with, 19 minutes, had 7 points, 2 rebounds and 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Williams, 22 minutes, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Edwards, again, these Celtics guys, I'm finding that I don't know many of them, but they are getting the job done. Wanamaker in his 21 minutes only had 3 points this time around, so same, he didn't have as good of a game. But again, their starters handled it, and then their bench guys did enough. Again, we kept them almost at 100, just 3 points over. But we come over to our side of the ball. 41 minutes for Buddy Hield equaled 41 points. It's a point a minute. I don't have to tell y'all that. You know it. Last time he took 24 shots. This time he took 26. And again, he's our best offensive player right now. So I get that he's getting the lion's share. But what he did do is I don't know if he matched the franchise record or he set the franchise record. That's what I'm not sure of. Probably matched it. 11 three-pointers. So 11 for 21. Which is awesome. That's just fantastic. Only got to the line for 1 free throw because I think he had hit an and one and he missed it. 5 rebounds and 2 assists. 4 turnovers. He did have the ball in his hands a lot, but he did also have the block. Harrison Barnes in his 34 minutes got us 20 points, 5 of 9 from the field. So he was hitting threes, obviously. Yeah, 3 of 5 from 3. And he was getting to the line as well. It's a very big thing. And 7 of 10 from the line. So that's pretty solid. One more of those going in, I'd feel a little bit better about. And also it would have gotten us, tied with him to go into overtime. But free throws are important. Not only do we need to get to the line a lot, but we need to be really valuing that and, making sure that we hit those shots. And it is tough. You take the free throw, you hope that it goes in. Sometimes it doesn't. And if that means that we need to focus on free throws a little bit more at practice, and that's what we need to do. And if it's just a mental thing, which I think free throws are for the most part, if you have good mechanics, then that just means that we need to be, maybe having some mental practice, different breathing techniques and things like that at the line that'll help us settle into muscle memory and, make sure that the same things occur, the same result. Now, again, Corey Joseph not really contributing a whole lot on the offensive end. 5 points, 2 of 5 from 3. 2 of 4 from the field. Did hit 1 3-pointer. Excuse me. Misses free throws. And at one offensive rebound, 5 total, 6 assists, which is solid. Again, he's out there leading by example on defense, so mostly that's where we're getting all of that stuff from. We're getting it from Corey Joseph just being a defensive dog on the perimeter. Rashawn Holmes in his 27 minutes had 8 points, 4 of 6 from the field. Continues to just be very efficient. Almost fouled out with 5 fouls, but he did have 5 rebounds. He had 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. Nemanja Bjelica, and this is another thing that hurt us. Nemanja didn't have his game that he's normally known for, so of course, that alone is going to hurt. Only having 4 points, and he missed all of his 3-pointers. Again, just one of his 3-pointers going in, and then that game is different. If 2 of them went in, then we win that game. But that was not the case. He did have 6 rebounds, and he did have 5 assists, so he's finding other ways to contribute, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. 2 turnovers and 1 block. Bogdan did play, again, 29 minutes to be exact. He had 13 points. Took a lot of shots, man. Took 20 shots and only made a quarter of them, or actually a little over a quarter of them. Actually, no, that would be a quarter of them. 5, 10, 15, 20. So only made a quarter of his shots. Took 13 3-pointers, and we do want to be shooting 3-pointers, but he took 13 of them and he only made 2. Decisions like that hurt us as well. So that's that. But he did have 8 assists, 2 turnovers, and then 1 block. Sorry, I'm watching a little bit of the game myself. Sorry about that. Yogi Ferrell, in his 11 minutes, had 5 points. Came in and hit some timely buckets that did help. Hit a 3-pointer, which is good. 4 rebounds for Yogi Ferrell. 3 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Harry Giles got 8 minutes, had 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 1 block. So again, being active on defense. And this time around, he still had 3 fouls. Even in that 8 minutes, they were blowing the whistle on my man. He was just being a little too aggressive and not really hiding it from the referees either. So that's something that really hurt us. Dwayne Dedmon in his 11 minutes, unfortunately, only had 2 points. He did hit his 1 field goal. He did have 4 rebounds, though, 1 assist, 1 turnover he had. 2 fouls, and then Justin James came in, and he didn't even get to get a shot off in his 13 minutes. Didn't even get to get a shot off. Had 2 rebounds and had 1 block. So still, he's putting his time in on the defensive end. But my goodness gracious, the man just didn't even get an opportunity to get a shot off. We walk away from that game with the L, and oh my goodness. And speaking of Justin James, he just went and tried to take another life. This guy's crazy. Anyway, thanks so much everybody for tuning in. This officially gets us caught up. So now we are all caught up with the reviews after this one. So we're going to do our best to stay on top of it now, but it is a very, 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 very busy season for anybody who has service jobs like Tap and myself. So please just be as patient with us as you can. I appreciate Tap holding it down. This dude, he's a video doing monster. I don't know how he does it all, but I have so much respect and appreciation for him. So thank you, Tap, for holding it down. These get us caught up. I'll do my best to stay on top of it going forward. Like I said, you might see more of myself in these times as Tap is still, just getting to these videos when he can and just working a lot and working crazy hours and split shifts. But we'll be uploading these to the podcast as well. So if you want these on the go, you will have them. My name is Skip and Tosh. Thank you so much for joining in. Go Kingsguard. Go Stockton Kings. Go Kings. Appreciate y'all. Peace.